Well, good afternoon. Welcome to week 2 of Foundations of Instructional Design for Educators. Let me share my screen here. I haven't done that yet. All right, we have a little bit of that. All right, I'm just going to keep this as we are and hopefully don't lose anything here with that. So, happy Thursday, everybody. Hope that things are going well for one and all. Week 2. Before we get started here, just a little quote that I found. Sometimes it's the journey that teaches you a lot about your destination. So as we go through this course or the next 11 weeks we have left, that it is a journey. And as we get to the end, the journey we'll look back at the journey and we'll learn hopefully why we ended up where we did and why we are there and how we got there. So just going to keep that in mind as we get going with throughout this course. A couple reminders before we get too far into the course. Remember that when you join the WebEx meeting each week, to mute your mic. That helps others when you're jumping in. There's not distraction going on with things happening. Each week you can expect a seminar. You're here, so you know that is happening. There will be readings each week. Most weeks you'll have one assignment. A few weeks there are multiple assignments you'll be doing. And then plan on doing a discussion with others in the course. We know that life happens. If you are going to be late with any assignments, please just let us know. We're not too terrible, I think, at grading and bringing it down on top of you, but just keep us posted of what's going on with things. Don't make it a habit. Don't let us know every Wednesday night that you're late for your assignment. That's going to be due. But we understand that things happen. Kids get sick, go on vacation, you're asked to do something by your principals, you break a leg, life happens. With that though, still try to keep your discussions up to date. Post your initial discussions each week by Sunday, and then you are required to do 2 additional discussion posts replying to your peers, and the next slide talks about that. All assignments are due Wednesday night by midnight. And don't get too far behind. Playing catch up is no fun to do. And keep in mind, this is a pass-fail course. So that means that all assignments and discussions need to be completed. Just because there's a point value associated with the assignments and the discussions, and you don't have to do something because you have a 94% in the class. We're going to change the point value, but we haven't done that yet. So just do the things you need to do in the course. So with the responding to your peers, you can read over this slide. It is linked also in the Canvas course of responding to the 2 peers. You can respond to more. Feel free to respond to everyone that you are reading, all your peers in your course. And you can do this by writing. You can respond with a video. You can respond with anything you want to your peers. And there's some bullet points of some ideas to give you with that. We want you to do more than I agree, and leave it at that. Please kind of expound why you're asking or agreeing or disagreeing with what they're saying. At least 200 words in that response. We're not counting words. Just make it meaningful and with that. I haven't talked to Carol or Tony about this. I think Carol, last course we did talk about this with Clint, but these courses are big. There's a lot of people in the course. I don't expect you to go through and read every person's responses. Take 10 people, 12 people, and read over their responses and mix it up each week. They don't want it to be overwhelming for you, but there are some great insights from people within the course. I don't know your thoughts with that, Carol and Tony. Do you agree, disagree with that?
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
I agree.
Carol first. No, I agree wholeheartedly, and I like to make the classes, the online classes, mirror as much our face-to-face class. If we were in a class with 50 of us in a room right now, you wouldn't hear every conversation that's going on. You wouldn't be expected to hear and understand everything that's going on. You might be texting or something, not paying attention to a conversation that's happening, but with that's why I really think online is even a better approach, because you can pick, like Brandon said, pick and choose the individuals that you want to learn from and connect with and communicate. So please don't feel you have to go, like in my class, you have to go and review every person's perspective. Like Brandon said, pick a dozen or so. Yeah, again, you only have to respond to 2 for full credit, but don't get stressed out by all the responses.
That's great. I like that connection of online versus in class, Tony. That's great. Thanks for. I was talking about that today. I found this infographic this week, looking for some other things going along with last week, and having a personal learning network. Hopefully, you're able to make connections with others in the class and others, people not in the class who have insights and knowledge that we can learn from. So I like this. I saw this and I just threw this in there because I thought it was pretty good. Looking at this week, what's going on, overview for this week. There is a reading. You do have your required reading, the PDF, the K-12 blended learning. It's focusing on just blended learning. There are many other learning models and learning styles out there. This reading's just on blended learning. If you would like more information on blended learning, UEN offers a great course that you can take, a 6-week online course. There's a link to it there. I believe it is full at this time, but reach out to UEN, see if you can jump into that or look for it next time to take that course. The administrators in the state, they are even offered a course, your principals and superintendents, on blended learning. They call it Leadership in Blended and Digital Learning, the LBDL. And in our region, we put through 30 administrators through this course already, and others in the state have put through quite a few to learn the basics and the backbone and what is blended learning. So it is getting buzzwords out there, but what is it? And this reading helps clarify it a little bit. Then there's a supplemental reading, the chapter 1 in the book. It is linked in the Canvas course. That is the supplemental reading for this week. Your discussions, you're looking at the challenges in learning environments. So you're going to talk about the challenges in real world or digital learning environments, those that we have. And you know those, being teachers and taking classes and teaching classes, that there's a lot of challenges. So and opportunities. It's not just challenges, looking at the positives in those situations also. For your activity this week, your assignment, I've had some people reach out to me, haven't responded yet, so I did get your emails, but I haven't responded, I apologize. But you are going to focus on a learning environment or a resource. This could be for you or for your students. And then you are going to create an image or a graphic that represents that environment. And I have a couple examples of what that could look like. There's a few more examples in the Canvas course. Updated a couple more examples in the course today also. You can go through and kind of see what we're asking for you to do in that. Using Canvas as a learning tool or learning environment or a learning tool, and activity-based learning as the environment. So just basic telling us about a tool or a learning environment. The example on the Canvas course, one's using Twitter and how that is a learning environment and what Twitter is about. So any questions on the assignment? If that kind of clarify a little bit, kind of what we're looking for on the assignments? Well, that's good. We'll just keep going then. Some of the highlights from the readings, just want to point out a couple things. The blended learning, it gives the student control over time and place and path and pace. If you're not familiar with blended learning, take some time to really look into it more from the reading and the supplemental reading with it also. And the blended is you're blending the brick and mortar versus online. And there's different models within the blended learning and different things with it. So just know that students have a say. They have control over those things. And for some teachers, it's really difficult to give that control up as an educator, letting the students choose how they learn and what they learn. And it's for those teachers who lack that control, it can be a difficult thing. taking that blended learning course, there's a whole section talking about unlearning. So the unlearning that of having control over the complete control over your students. So look up unlearning. It's a great concept with unlearning. Another part of the reading, this is from the supplemental text that's in there, talking about technology. Is it because of technology, education has to be restructured, and should it be restructured? And it's going to happen. The last bullet point there talks it compared the technological revolution to the industrial revolution, how it will completely transform lives and the structure of education. And you can agree or disagree with that. The author, they put some great things out there. I like the quote, because I like donuts, maybe that's why I like the quote there on the second bullet point. You can't just sprinkle 21st century skills on a 20th century donut. So, yeah, read that supplemental text if you want to look into this a little bit more about the restructuring of education because of technology. Tony or Carol, anything to add from the readings you have there? Just a overview again, or a review. I'm looking at 30,000 feet of your final project. I'd like to know what's coming up at the end. You are going to create a unit plan, and each week you will create activities that will be put into this unit plan. So it's not something you just have to create on the fly the last week, but it's going to be a process over the next 11 weeks. Now we're creating these activities that will be added to your unit plan. And there's templates there, a Word template or a Google Doc template that you can use for your unit plan. And that is due that last week in November, the 29th is when that is due. That's when all your assignments are due. Keep in mind that please have everything done by November 29th. For those who are, I believe everyone here taking the educational endorsement program, Standard 5 of the ASTE Standard 5 requirement, you are required to attend some EdTech conference. Just listed a few right here that you may find interest to attend. There's a Utah Canvas Summit coming up in October, and last week, there, the second link there, you can receive $500 stipend for creating a K-5 Canvas module. So you elementary teachers out there get a little Christmas money here by creating some stipend, some modules in Canvas. And there's a link there that you can learn more about that, what that is. So the Canvas Summit, that is limited to, I can't remember how many, 150 people, 130 people, I think. So that could fill up. So check that out. EdCamp Utah in November. I went to an EdCamp. There's no set agenda at EdCamps. You show up and you put sticky notes down on the board what you want to learn or talk about that day. And then they take the sticky notes and arrange them, and then that's how the sessions are created. So you could show up and be a presenter or be a leader in a session at the EdCamp. So they're pretty cool. So the EdCamp, that's in Salt Lake on the 3rd of November. the USET conference. Last week it was announced that it has been moved. For those who attended USET before, it is now going to be in Provo at the Utah Valley Convention Center. USET outgrew the University of Utah. So besides location change, the date has changed. It's up to March 5th and 6th. So check out USET. It is a great conference to attend locally here. Over 1,000 people show up to that conference of local educators. ASTE conference in Philadelphia. You're looking at 4,000 educators from around the world in Philly this year attended the ASTE conference. The URSA conference, mid-July, a couple days in Price this year, going to be the URSA conference. And Carol, I believe the Davis Technology Conference, that what DTC stands for? I'm just guessing.
Yeah, so that's Davis Technology Conference, and it's specific to Davis School District, but I do know that sometimes people outside of Davis School District come to it. So, but it's usually the end of July. They haven't picked the date yet, so that's why the date's not on there.
Okay. And in all these conferences, Well, I'm not sure about the Canvas Summit one, but the other ones, think about being a presenter. These conferences, the attendees learn more from you as teachers who are in the classroom each day working on these tools and these resources to share with others. I could show up, Tony could show up, Carol could show up, we could do a presentation. I don't know what type of support we'll have as not being a classroom teacher day to day in there with the students. But please think about presenting at conferences.
And Brandon, I just wanted to chime in what our learners are acquiring through this particular class. These, putting these technologies within your units and lesson plans. These are wonderful things that you can share with your peers. What you've learned in these activities and how working towards your EdTech endorsement has really helped you to connect with your learners today.
Totally. Thanks, Tony. So those are our live links, so check out any of those if you're interested. Again, feel free to reach out to us anytime, not just on Thursday afternoons, but anytime. Give us a call, you send us an email, send us a text. We're happy to answer any questions that you have. And if we don't know an answer, we will figure it out for you. But please, as Tony says, don't suffer in silence. Please talk to us and let us know how we can help you make this a great experience, a learning experience for you, and make it meaningful. And just ending up right here, going back to our beginning quote, the journey does not end at the destination. So even though in 11 weeks we have an end, that's not the end. The journey keeps going on with technology, with learning about it, with designing courses and being a teacher. It's not something that we just do once and we're done with, but it's a daily journey being in the schools, I think. So Tony or Carol, anything you would like to add, or any questions from anybody?
That's really what I'd like to just make sure is that if there's any questions to us specifically as instructors, we'd be happy to answer those and try to address those. So please be brave and turn on your microphone, your camera, and ask away.
Jamie has a question. I don't have let me stop sharing my screen. I can see what's going on here. Jamie, have a question?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Very well. Right ahead.
Okay. This is probably a dumb question. This has to do with the homework that was due yesterday. I could see where the assignment was to sign up for Twitter or for one of the other options. But so I went ahead and I did that, and I put that in the other discussion. But then I saw that I was maybe supposed to submit something too. So I was a little confused. I didn't actually submit an assignment in that assignment page because I thought, well, I went ahead and I showed my Twitter link in the discussion. I may just be clueless, but I was confused.
No, they're basically you take those same things and share it as the assignment. Just put those links in your assignment box. Yeah.
All right. Perfect. I'll go ahead and do that. Thank you.
And if it's closed, please email it to your instructor so he or she can get it updated. Okay.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Great question. Any other questions?
Hey.
Well, if there's no other questions, then please, again, reach out to us anytime. Make this class most meaningful for you as possible. And we're here to help you in this journey. So have a great week, and don't stress out about things. It's almost painless. Almost. So thank you, and we'll see you next time.